Hey, good afternoon everyone. Welcome to the Bumbling Gardener. Today we're going to be talking about some seeds. I just put up a blog post about my flower seeds that I ordered for this year. It went a little crazy, but we're going to go through them step by step. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the companies that I bought from, what I liked, what I didn't like about them, and then we're going to do a science experiment. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so this is, can you see that? There we go. Okay. So this is what I use to store my seeds. I bought a photograph storage case with little cases inside, and then I cricketed the cover so it just looked festive and make me happy every time I went in to get some seeds or to look at packets. So we're gonna open it up. And I have lots of vegetable seeds too. I bought way too many. But two of the seed packets or boxes, storage boxes I made, one is for flowers, one's for zinnias. And we're gonna go through these two in particular and talk about the seeds that I bought for my flower garden. So this year, I'm trying something a little bit different. I usually buy annuals every year, plant up my pots, put down some bedding plants, but I never seem to have flowers to make bouquets to bring in the house. And most of the time I'm in the house or sitting out on the patio, but rarely get to do that because there's usually too much to do. So I wanted to bring some of my garden in the house. So I thought about starting a cut flower garden. So this year, and I wanted also to start a veggie garden. So this year I'm actually doing both. I'm going to be putting in 3 raised beds. They're going to be 3 by 6 feet long. And then I'm also taking an existing bed and I'm going to renovate it, pull out. I have daylilies galore in there, and while they're lovely, I'm just kind of over the daylily thing and want some more different colors. I find the daylily colors, other than the yellow, are very like dirty colors. They're not true. They're beautiful. I have some varieties that I absolutely adore, and I'll keep those. The other ones I'm going to split up and divide them, give them to some friends, and then I'll also plant some in some other beds just to kind of fill in some blank spots. So that piece of landscape or real estate gives me an additional, I think it's 8 by 6 feet. It might be 9 by 6 feet of planting space. And that's where the bulk of the cutting garden is going to go. So mostly into that bed that's going to be in the ground. And then I'm going to definitely use at least one of those raised beds to plant flowers. So did a lot of research. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos to learn about how to grow cut flowers. Some of these varieties I've never grown before, although I've attempted in the past, and we'll talk about that again a little bit later. But this is what I came up with so far. I ordered from my seeds from 4 main companies. So I did a lot of research on that too. I like to buy organic or heirloom seeds when I can. So I looked into Baker Creek heirloom seeds, which is also known as rare seeds. And I'll show you what I got from there. I got 3 varieties from there. I've got Snapdragon Tequila Sunrise. I love Snapdragons, one of my favorite flowers. And you don't see them very often. When I find them at the garden center, I don't typically like the variety. They're more of a stunted or dwarf variety, which makes it difficult for cutting. So we're gonna try that. And Camila globosa mixed. I just love these they're like little pom-poms, and I think those would look really nice mixed into a vase for some different texture. And then I also found these at Baker Creek, which is called Calendula Orange King. I like this bright garish color. It just appeals to me. And I wanted to look at the therapeutic properties of calendula, maybe using them in creams or soap. So that's why I'm trying these. I absolutely love, what I love about Baker Creek is the packaging. The pictures are so beautiful and really represent what the plant is. They have limited information, but I think it's enough on the back of the seed packet. Their shipping is, I believe, still free, which I think is incredible, because when you're sitting down to buy seeds, if you don't remember every single variety that you want, you can put another order in without paying, exorbitant amounts for shipping. They also always send with every order a free packet of seeds. So yeah, Baker Seed, win me over. Definitely customer for life. Okay, our next company that I bought from is called Fruition Seeds, and this is a company specializes in organic seeds for the Northeast. So specifically for my planting area, I'm in Jersey. I'm a 7A zone. It used to be 6B, but I guess with global warming, they upped us a little bit. And the two varieties I bought from Fruition Seeds for flowers are these dwarf sunflowers called Soraya. Love those. Look like a traditional sunflower, but they only grow, oh, there's Stella in the background, but they only grow so tall. I think, let me see how tall they grow. Let's see. Average stems average 20 inches, 4 to 6 inch blooms. So perfect. I don't particularly like the look of full, those big varieties of sunflowers, those gray and white striped seed sunflowers. I just think they look gangly, and I just don't like the look of them. And since my backyard's small, I figured I would go with this dwarf variety. The other is called Dwarf Marigold, Queen Sophia. And I bought these to kind of underplant in my tomato bed that I'm planting to help hopefully deter some pests from my tomatoes. And this one, let's see, this one grows to about 1 foot, which I think is just perfect. Won't be a cutting flower, but I think give a little color in those vegetable beds and hopefully serve to keep some of the pests away. What I liked about Fruition Seeds, first of all, it must be a smaller company because they handle their customers on a personal level. So every order that I got, and I did a couple of orders there because I kept buying more seeds for the veggie part of my garden, but they're out of Naples, New York, so upstate New York. They just seem like a warm, friendly company. My order came on the invoice. I had a handwritten note. One of my seeds were back ordered, so they wrote a handwritten note to let me know that the seeds were back ordered and they would be coming out as soon as they possibly could. Who does that anymore? Very impressed. I also love the packaging. Isn't it beautiful? Pictures are true and beautiful. The growing instructions on the back, like I said, I think it's adequate. I think it gives you everything you need without having to go onto the internet to look. I think that's one thing that bothers me about some of the seed companies, and we'll get to those in a second, where they don't provide enough growing information and they don't provide a picture. I need that. I'm a visual learner. I remember things after I see them visually, so that appeals to me. So yep, Fruition Seeds, they're on my list. The next company I bought from, because I actually bought the bulbs, those tulip bulbs and I put an order in for my first dahlia tubers. I'm really excited about that. Is called Eden Brothers. And I think it was on Laura over at Garden Answer. She's one of my gurus, so I'll be mentioning her a lot. She, I think, had gotten an order of dahlias for her new cutting garden as well. And the tubers look beautiful and her plants did really well. So I figured, let me give it a try. I went on to order my dahlias, and then I found some seeds that I thought would be interesting as well. So here's one of the problems that I find with Eden Brothers. Can you see what the problem is? These are 3 different varieties of flowers and they all have the same picture. So that's not a favorite of mine, but I'll overlook it at this point because I got the varieties that I wanted. So one of them is called Sunflower Seeds. They're dwarf. They're called Twilight Zone. And that actually might be a picture of Twilight Zone right there. It's a yellow flower, and I think it has like red, kind of a red burgundy ring around the, I don't even know what that's called, the middle of the flower. I guess that's where the pollen is, and the seeds actually develop there. The other one I got is Bells of Ireland. They're green flowers, beautiful long spires that are good filler flowers to kind of break up too much color in your bouquets. I'll try to put a picture up when I'm editing this so you can see what those look like. And then the third one I got was, what was the third one? Ah, Snapdragons, more Snapdragons. These are called Apple Blossom Snapdragons. And these are definitely not in this photo. So I'll also see if I can find a picture for that. So the company is lovely to deal with, EdenBrothers.com. They also provided me with a free packet of seeds, which include marigolds, cosmos, cornflowers, and zinnias. I got a lot of free seeds from my orders, so I'm thinking about putting together a packet of these free seeds and actually doing a contest. Your odds are good because I don't have many viewers right now, so until I get some more subscribers, it's good odds that you might win. So that's Eden Brothers. And then the last company that I bought, oh no, actually I have a couple more companies. Oh, I missed these. So this is also from Eden Brothers. I got 2 zinnias. One's Over the Rainbow mix of zinnias, and again, same picture. And the last one is actually a correct picture, which was nice to see. This is Pamila Salmon Zinnia seeds. Just absolutely love the color, that kind of peachy color. I'm really have an affinity for peach flowers. Okay. And the final company I purchased from was called Johnny's Selected Seeds. It's an employee-owned company, which I love. They're located in Winslow, Maine. Love Maine, so that draw me to, believe it or not. They have an amazing selection of seeds. Oh, there's Stella again. They have an amazing selection of seeds, both organic and not organic. But I mean, the list is endless. Their catalog list is endless. What I liked about them is the variety, and also I like the fact that their packets had, can you see that? It's like a little book on the back of the packets. A tremendous amount of information, also on the front. So the packet is packed with information. The only problem is there's no pictures, and I'm sure that cuts down their cost of printing their seed packets and the time involved actually in taking the pictures and processing them into packets. But again, I think I can overlook it because I got some varieties that I really wanted. I got Cream Lime with Blush zinnias, Queen Red Lime zinnias, and the one I really wanted but I cannot find in stock anywhere is Queen Orange, or Cream, what is it called? Queen Orange Lime. That's the one I really wanted. Again, it brings in those peach tones. Can't find it anywhere. If you know, leave a comment down below and let me know where I can find those. A Sonora Zinnia. And again, this one I will have to see if I can find pictures for some of these so you can see what they look like. This one I believe is also a peach tone as well. Probably went overboard with the peach, but we'll see. And the last one is called Johnny's Potomac Custom Mix Hybrid Snapdragons. And these I think should be beautiful cut flowers. It says, let's see, how high do they grow? 40 to 60 inches. So that's going to be something to cut those. I've never seen Snapdragons actually that tall. So that was Johnny's. The one thing I didn't like about Johnny's, other than that there were no photos on the seed packets, is I thought the shipping was a little steep. So unless you have your entire order organized and ready to go and you're putting in one order, you're good to go. But if you're like me, that every video I watch or everything I read, oh, I need that one, I need that one, I need that one. I guess it's kind of like fear of missing out. I have to have every variety. Those I just ordered too much. What can I say? And Johnny's I couldn't continue ordering from because the shipping fees were too high with every order. So, but I think they're good if you know what you're doing and you're an organized gardener. I'm gonna get there. Okay, and the last company I bought from, just because I was looking for a particular variety and I couldn't find it in stock at any of these companies, is from Seeds and Such, and they're out of Graniteville, South Carolina. And this is Zinnia Veneries Giant Mix. And this one I'm thinking I'm not so sure about. It came in a tomato seed packet, so obviously there is no information about the flower itself or what it looks like. They give some general growing information. It says how to grow sunny annuals or Shasta daisies. So I probably have to look, I'm gonna look up the picture for you and also look up some directions, because this is one of those times where I'd have to go onto the internet in order to plan so I can see how tall they grow. Yeah, it doesn't give you that information. How tall they grow, because I need to know that before I plant, so I'm not, you know, shading out a plant behind it, and how far apart to plant them. So I need some more information on these. I like the look of the flowers. They look like multicolor, very large-headed zinnias, I think, which would be a great staple for bouquets. So that was Seeds and Such. Now we're going to talk about that experiment I was talking about, and we will talk about vegetable seeds that I purchased, but we'll do that in another video so these don't get too long. So here's our science experiment. Years ago, I was going to create a cutting garden and grow flowers so I can cut them and bring them in the house. And I had limited success. I really focused more on bedding plants, which actually I did really good from. And I started them from seed in the basement. I had fluorescent shop lights that I used to grow them with. It was a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie. And at that time, I could get a flat of annuals at the local grower, which was like right down the road from me. I think at that time they were like $7 a flat. So by the time I calculated the seeds and all the work involved and the electricity for the fluorescent lights, it just didn't pay. I didn't think that it made sense. And even to this day, some of my bedding plants I will not grow. I will buy them because they're it is work involved, and some of them I just use basic varieties like begonias and petunias. What else do I typically plant? Geraniums, super bells, those kinds of things. I've never grown those from seed, and like I said, I can buy them pretty local for a decent price. But I think as I've grown as a gardener, I think my tastes have changed, and I want more specific varieties, something a little more interesting, especially for the cut flowers, so I could have nice bouquets. And because of that, at that time, you couldn't find seeds. This was like, I'm talking back in the 1990s, really was the advent of the internet. So didn't really have access to all these companies other than what I got in catalogs. Now, it's the sky's the limit. You're on the internet, there's thousands of companies that you can shop from. And they range from, you know, these big established companies such as like a Burpee Seeds, and they go all the way to boutique type seed companies like a Floret. And even I think like a Fruition Seed is more of a boutique. So, and there's thousands in between that. I mean, literally you can go and do a search and you can find thousands of companies that sell seeds. Never mind, you can go on eBay and also on Etsy and get seeds as well. And I resorted to that just as an experiment. I wanted to try my hand at growing. I wanted to try the Lisianthus. I think it's Lisianthus, that's what it is. I saw them on, I can't remember the name of the vlog. I'll think of it. But I saw her feature them on her vlog, and they were beautiful, beautiful. I was like, I gotta buy those. When I started my research, everyone recommended to buy plugs, but I have never seen Lisianthus plugs locally, ever. So I don't think it's something I could get. So I'm gonna try doing it with seeds. I'm sure if I order them online, I could probably get them probably at a high cost because of the shipping. So I'm gonna buy this. I couldn't find the seeds that I wanted. I wanted a mixed bag of seeds, so I found somebody on Etsy and I bought them. I think they were $3.95 or something, plus the shipping, so they came out to about $8. But the seeds are microscopic. That's probably why they're so hard to grow. You can't see them to know where to plant them. They look like they're pelletized, but tiny, 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 tiny. Like less, like that. It's like a head of a pin tiny. So we're gonna try those. I have those aside, and we will give them a shot. I think they're in here. Let me see. Yeah, Lysianthus, I was right. So the seeds are in there. You really can't see it. This yellow powder, I think, is the stuff that they pelletize the seeds with to make them easier to handle. I mean, if I rub my finger along the bag, I can feel little bumps. So I know there's seeds in there. And this is an Echo Mix Lysianthus. So this will be another experiment. But that's not the experiment we're going to talk about now. So anyway, going back to growing flowers from seed. So there was limited variety. So I bought, at that time, because the internet wasn't as vital to our lives like it is now, I bought my seeds locally at a local garden center. And I believe it or not, I think I got these at the shop, like my supermarkets had like a garden center attached to it. And I think this is where I got these seeds. So these seeds were purchased a long time ago and never got in the ground. I had my daughter, time got away from me, went back to school, and just never had the time to grow seeds or flowers from seeds. So these seeds were sitting in my basement in a dark, cool spot for, are you ready for this? 22 years. So I'm going to show you. If you see that, you see what it says? It says packed for 1998. I had my daughter in 1996. So she was about 2 years old, or probably about a year and a half when I bought the seeds. And they've sat down there for 22 years, never to see the light of day. So here's our experiment. And I've got, these are interesting. I have these too. I've got Cosmos Sensation Mix, and I have Burpee Cut and Come Again Zinnias. But these are weird. They're called Easy Seed Tape. So the seeds, I think, are impregnated in a tape that you just, I guess, roll out and water, and that's supposed to help them to germinate. It says, let's see, it makes it easy to handle seeds, permits sowing in perfect rows, reduces the time, work, and loss involved in thinning seeds, allows uniform emergence of seedlings, 50-foot paper tapes dissolve after planting, they're environmentally friendly, and you may cut it at any point for multiple row planting and designing. Interesting, right? So this is from Burpee Company. I think what's interesting, the Cosmos has 110 seeds and they were $2.49. And the Zinnias were 60 seeds at $2.49. And then I found this Snapdragon. It's called Burpee's Topper Mix. It says superb for cutting, #1 variety. And these were also packed in 1998. I'll show you right there. 1998. And I think there's tape on the back, so I must have grown some of these at the time. I kind of remember doing that. So I don't know how many is left in here. But we are going to see if these seeds and these seeds are still viable. And how are we going to do that? Because it's a little, even though it's a lovely day out today, weather is getting too cold, can't do it outside. I have yet to have my seeds growing setup reestablished, or actually I'm rethinking how I'm doing my seeds. I want to come out of the basement. I want to do it on my first floor so I have easy access to the seeds every day, so I can keep a better eye on them. And I'll do another video about my seed setup, seed starting setup. But so what we're going to do is I read about germinating seeds in paper towels. So that's what we're going to try today. So I have my supplies, which is our seeds, and I've got paper towels. I've got some zip bags. I've got water. And I think that's all we need. Oh, we do need a, hold on, Sharpie so we can label. Okay, so what we're gonna do, first of all, let's open these seed tapes because I'm really curious to see what those look like. These haven't been opened. It's 22 years. Is that crazy or what? I've told you, Bumbling Garden is aptly named, my friends. Okay, let me help if I can get it open. I might need a scissor. Okay, here we go. Ooh. So this is the, I think you can see, this must be the tape. Do you see the seeds in there? And it looks like there's some multiple seeds in there. What I'm gonna do, a little piece fell out, really dried out. I doubt these are gonna be viable, but I think it's cool to try this. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna count out 10 seeds. So if you are a mathematician, I used to be a math teacher, so this is like something up my alley, but we wanna test out the germination rate. So we're gonna use 10 seeds. That'll be easy to extrapolate the percentage of germination. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's 2 in this spot, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I'm going to cut that here. Here's what we got. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to take a piece of paper towel and I'm gonna wet it with my spray bottle, both sides. I'm gonna fold the paper towel in half. Can you see that? I put the seeds, or the seeds as they're in the tape, down on the paper towel. I'm pressing them down to get them wet. And then what I'm gonna do is fold the paper towel in half. See that? Seeds are in there. And then we're gonna put them into a plastic baggie. Okay, so we labeled the bag Zinnia. Oh, I should put today's date on it, which is 11, I don't even know. Is it the 7th? I think it's the 7th. And we folded up the paper towel. So the paper towel is folded into fourths, and the seeds are in here nice and damp. So we're gonna put that aside, and I'm gonna do the same process with the Cosmo seeds and the Snapdragon seeds. Okay, we're back. We got our Zinnias in a little plastic bag, our Cosmos, and our tiny little Snapdragons. So I'm gonna put them in a warm spot, maybe on top of the refrigerator, and we're gonna wait. Let's see what the germination time is for these. The sunflowers looks like germination 8 to 14 days. The Cosmos, let's see, 6 to 14 days, and the Zinnia 7 to 10 days. So they're about around the same time. So we're gonna get those put away, and then hopefully you'll check back with me in about a week to 10 days, and I will have the results of these, what should we call them? Vintage burpee seeds, 22 years old, 1998. Amazing. I think I'll be floored if they actually germinate. But even if we get one to germinate, I think that would show us that you don't need to buy seeds every single year. I think your seeds can last for a few years. And I haven't even explored yet the seed saving. I know in heirloom varieties I can do that. And I might try my hand at that too at the end of next summer. So we'll see. But thanks for joining me today on Bubbling Gardener. I hope you had fun, and I hope you check out some of those great seed companies. I'm not affiliated with them in any way right now anyway. But I do have experience shopping with them. I haven't grown any of their seeds yet, but I will tell you, I think those 4 companies are really a good place to start if you're looking to make some seed purchases for the spring. Will say everything I've read or seen on vlogs, people are recommending to purchase your seeds early. And I will tell you, as I was shopping, and I shopped for these, it's got to be about 2 months and a half ago, things were selling out really quickly. So I think a lot of people during this time of COVID, I think a lot of people have turned to hobbies at home, gardening being one of them, which I think is a great hobby. So I think, finding stuff in the store is getting a little bit difficult. That's why I purchased all my seed starting materials about a month ago, a little less. And I'll do a video on that too, just to show you what I bought, how I'm setting it up, and this way you know where I'll be when it's time to start those seeds. Those Lysianthus, now that I know how to pronounce them, have to be started the earliest, which I think is in January. Isn't that crazy? Might be even the end of December. But I know they take a long time to germinate. I think it's a 10 to 20 day germination rate or time. And I think you have to plant them at least 12 weeks, 12 to 16 weeks prior to putting them out in the garden. So that's where we are. Thanks again for joining me. Have a great day.